down to basics, fixing an election. It's all easy.
Right on.
What a bunch of trash.
Is everybody ready? All right, we'll get started here in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. What?
Huh? An interruption right off from the beginning. Amazing.
It took less than 2 seconds. I counted down from 3.
No, you were
This
on
is
an
the
interruption when we were all on an interruption roll last week. Let's try to hear.
We ended with an interruption, and now we're
It
starting
was
with one.
insane last week, and I was
I'm
like,
sorry.
"Oof."
Stop, Adam. No, this is all staying in. Anyway,
No, go ahead, Apocalypse. What do you have to say? It's clearly very
I
important.
just said I go first,
you have a tight 5.
but
You go first.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Trash Movie Kings podcast. I am your host, Adam Edwards. Joining me this week is Apocalypse Howell, who will be going first.
He's going first.
All
That
aboard.
was it. Toot toot. Also joining me this week, Joseph Graham. Joey, how are you?
I'm good. I was sick all week, and I feel better. I didn't drink too much at all during the show, so
Yeah.
it should be very clear voice from me, minimal interruptions. But we'll see.
We'll see. Justin Petty remains on assignment in Alaska. Hopefully he will be back next week. But also joining us, JD Karpicki. JD, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Just speaking of clear voices, I feel so much more comfortable and confident now that my microphone is working properly. It was facing the wrong direction like microphones do.
Great.
For roughly a year,
sneaky
6
microphones.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I accidentally had it right for a year, and then all of a sudden it just
I don't think you ever
spun
had it
around
right.
on me.
No.
Yeah, but it
sounds
felt like it spun around on its own.
It sounds nice now. It sounds real
It
good.
sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Real clean.
Thank you.
Real good.
Happy to be here.
I had a thing that I was going to talk about, and I forgot what it was from the interruption. So.
Was it about? Pardon the interruption. the ESPN
the
show.
ESPN show that's been
Yeah,
running for like 20 years or something.
let's talk about it. Yeah, we talked
have some
about disappointment.
thoughts, No,
I
cut
ate
that. Cut that.
I ate a Nutty Buddy today.
Mm.
Oh, nice.
When's the last time you had a Nutty Buddy?
Oh no.
Oh, all the time.
Like last week.
All the time.
That does
Yeah, I
seem
put 'em
like
in the freezer.
something that I've seen at your old place.
Yeah.
Apocalypse, for sure.
Like, I'll put
freezer,
them in
that's
the
a good
freezer. They're really good.
That's a good call because they were in my car, like from the store home, and it's fucking hot as shit in Houston right now. And I was like, oh, I should put these in the fridge, but in the freezer. That's a good call.
Did you get a soft one? Like sometimes you bite into one, it's just like normal, but then sometimes you bite into one, it's just soft and just
Yeah, it like melts. right in the
yeah.
mouth. Yeah, that wafer just.
And I feel like that's why
disintegrates.
you keep trying to eat them is because you're looking for another one of those. I don't know.
Chasing the dragon of the little.
Yeah, of the soft nutty buddy.
perfect.
I need that soft
Nutty butter.
buddy.
We're sponsored by
No,
4Ms
not the Nutter
on
Butter.
Trash
That's a
Movie
different
Kings.
cookie.
It is a
sorry.
different cookie
Oh,
entirely.
I don't know the difference.
The Nutter Butter is the peanut-shaped cookie filled with peanut butter. The Nutty
Mm.
Buddy is wafer with peanut butter in between, coated in chocolate.
That's a Nutter Butter.
Look, when I was a kid, I also used to call them Nutter Butters, but then I grew up and realized they're different things.
No, I just don't give a shit.
What do they call it in Doug? Because that's what I used to call it.
I think
Nutty
Nutter
Buddies?
Butter is Planters.
Maybe it's a regional thing.
I think it's Nabisco. It's a Nabisco.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, you're right. It's
There's
Nabisco.
nothing
It's
regional.
Nabisco.
There's nothing regional.
Reasonable about
Regional
Look,
about it.
be reasonable about Be reasonable.
There's nothing regional about America. Okay.
Mm.
When it comes to America brands, there's no region.
Yeah, I think
Sure.
I think Nutter Butter is Nabisco, which is what, the North American Biscuit Company? Is that right, Apocalypse?
Whoa,
I don't know.
that's fancy. I didn't
Well,
shit.
you were over
Don't
here
they-
talking a whole bunch of shit about knowing like all these American companies.
They fucking own water now or something.
That's Nestle.
That's Nestle,
Oh, okay.
yeah. But then,
Coca-Cola, and Nestle.
Nestle also makes the Nestle Crunch still, right?
yes.
Is that kind of a front to own all the water?
I think that's their like PR thing of like, we make delicious candy, isn't that fun? But also we own all the water.
We're like a BlackRock level.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a good front because I do like that candy bar quite a bit.
Oh yeah, the Nestle Crunch is a very good candy bar.
Is it still in foil? I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, good.
Crunch Bar
That's good.
used to be my go-to movie candy.
It has never in my life been my go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
When's
it.
the last time you saw it at a movie theater? I don't ever seen it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that Regal on 10 is like, they have 5 things at the fucking concession stand. So
Have they
Yeah, it's
have they
reasonable.
finished construction there?
no.
No.
Oh
I
my
don't
god,
think
that
they
place
ever
is
will.
It's
just
weird.
so uncharming.
It's
Like,
been
go
3
past this
years.
cardboard boxes and you'll get to theater 5.
Every
Yeah.
time I'm there, I
Good
just
luck.
miss the Angelica.
Which is an AMC now.
Is it?
And that sucks.
That's right.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
lame. It was Sundance for a while.
Yeah, that was
Sundance.
cool. That was short-lived, but it was cool.
Yeah, I liked it.
I think the spirit of the Angelica will stay there, though. I think it'll be there forever.
The spirit.
Oh, do you think the spirit of Angelica haunts that building?
Man, I was going for one segue, but y'all led me right to another one. So, speaking of spirits and haunting buildings, tonight we watched 1982's Boardinghouse, also known as Housegeist.
Also known as boarding house, spelled B-O-R-D-E.
Wait.
Borde?
Chef Boyardee house also.
Bordy House?
Boarding
Is that Italian?
That girl was Italian, I think.
So you are dyslexic.
R.D.
And that's okay. And we love that about you. That's
Yeah.
makes for a better show.
You came in hot. It was a good joke, and you're ready. You're really excited about it. I know.
Joey, I tried. I tried for the joke.
Sometimes the jokes write themselves.
Yeah.
Sometimes Norm Macdonald does it 30 years ago. Okay.
But yeah, this week we watched Boarding House, 1982, also known as Housegeist.
I love
Uh,
Housegeist. I didn't
I
know
do
that.
too. And then it had another title as well, which was Psycho Killer.
Okay,
Ask
that's
us
fine. Have you ever seen is it the Sinbad movie Houseguest?
Oh yeah.
Shazam.
House guest. Not house.
think so.
What the fuck is wrong with me? Everyone's fucked up right now.
B-O-R-D-E.
Frank Caliendo does a great house guest synopsis as Al Pacino. Random. Check it out. Yes.
Why?
That is
I don't know.
so specifically strange.
It was a radio show he was on, and they'd have him do all these impressions, and they were like trying to get him to do specific ones. And he's like, no, you want Al describing stuff. And then he just goes off on this synopsis of house guest.
I don't know what to say, really. Sinbad
comes in
with Phil Hartman.
It's very exciting. Yeah.
They eat turkey real slow. I don't know. I just have flashes of that movie in my mind from a
Yeah. It's like, is that Jingle All the Way? No, that's that one. Okay. Yeah.
Is that the
Jingle All
movie
Way.
where they sniff wine in weird ways too? I don't know. I don't remember much about it. Oh,
Maybe
he
we
has
should watch
baseball
Houseguest.
cards at the beginning, and he's investing in
Yeah.
baseball cards as a long-term investment. Anyway, let's stop
Maybe we
talking
should-
about Sinbad in any capacity.
So this movie is I don't know if you know this, Joey, when you picked this, but this movie is known to be the first horror film shot on video.
Oh, wow. The first SOV.
The first SOV horror film ever.
That's crazy.
How did anybody keep track of that metric?
Well, evidently they were inspired by inspired is a strong word. They were they heard that George Lucas was interested in investing in movies that were shot on video and bringing them to theatrical release. And they were like, well, let's fucking try it with this. And so rather than spending all of their production budget on a 35 millimeter camera, they spent it on
What did they spend it on?
cocaine, probably.
Yeah, cocaine.
Rods and coke.
A lot of bikini bottoms, bikini tops.
Well,
Fake
so
eyes, a lot of blood.
Originally, it was written, shot, and edited as a comedy horror film. And then when the production studio got it, they said nobody was going to watch that. So
They were like, no.
the version we watched evidently has all of the comedy removed, which is why it's so disjointed. Because they were like, well, we can't really remove it because it's kind of in the DNA of the movie.
Yeah.
And so they just pulled out the overtly comedic scenes, I suppose.
Okay.
Which maybe explains all the
that
dips
makes
to
me
black.
want to watch the uncut version.
So there
Well-
is an uncut director's cut, if you will.
Does that mean it's longer? Because this was already an hour
yeah.
40.
3-hour
Oh, yeah.
movie.
it is 157 minutes?
What?
Yeah.
That
No.
is
I don't know.
long.
I want to watch it.
Wait, you're not saying an hour and 57 minutes, right?
No.
You're saying
157,
Holy
2.5 hours.
It's an epic.
What?
An epic horror comedy. No wonder they were like, something's got to give.
Yeah. There's like, if we tell him just to take out the comedy, that'll cut it down to like an hour 40. Let's just do that. Oh,
Holy
God.
shit.
Were they like, that's all the funny stuff? Like, what were they thinking? Like,
Crazy.
Another interesting thing about this movie is it used a gimmick called horror vision.
Really niche.
Ladies and gentlemen,
horror
this is a warning. To
critique
protect
outlet.
theater owners and the makers of this horror vision film, viewers with nerve or heart conditions are advised to cover their eyes and ears whenever this object appears on
How are
the
you supposed to
screen.
fucking do that?
Another
Whenever the sound is heard.
Yeah.
Thank you.
oh, they have another rule like Fred Owen Ray's film.
Yeah, it's another one of these, which we saw a parody of in a previous Fred Olin Ray flick, which one did we see that had that? It was
That's the one that we
It's
all
called
like.
4-Day Shoot.
Oh, Bad Girls from Mars, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
Bad Girls from Mars. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like we're gonna play porno music whenever the hot things happen.
Yeah.
Aruga.
So on this
Maybe
one,
there's
there's a
146-minute cut of that.
God. In this one, there's a shot of a gloved hand with like this crazy psychedelic background and a sound effect that plays before specifically horrific things so that you can shield your eyes
And ears.
And
somehow.
ears.
Do both at once.
and protect your theater.
When you hear this, stop watching the movie. Just leave.
Yeah.
It's done.
Let's all go to the lobby. Yeah, fun times. As usual, Joey wrote out the synopsis to this, and we will go ahead and read it.
So a house or a ghost or a mysterious force of some kind is killing a lot of people on a particular date, Amityville Horror style. So a fresh batch of hot women move into the ghost house, the boarding house, with a telekinetic astrologer, cocaine hippie, six-string Malcolm McDowell with a lingering vagrant hanging outside the boarding house who might be in the Muppet Band Electric Mayhem.
Then an ice pick penetrates a blonde in the hand, and things start to get spooky. Good thing they bury the ice pick. A woman then showers and hallucinates blood on the wall, and that she has a pig face. Might be time to move out, but no. So then a cool guy drinks wine on the docks. But newsflash, he's actually sad about a girl.
The House Bunnies and the Coke Magneto. Magneto? What's this word, Joey?
Yeah, Magneto,
Okay.
like the X-Men villain, I imagine.
Incognito. Okay. Yeah. Now we're on
Did you
the
have to
same
turn a page or something? What just happened?
Decided to have a party. Incognito decided to have a party. A hitchhiker randomly shows up and bones the Asian roommate. Then he gets electrocuted. That's like when you're electrocuted, but it's cute. It gets electrocuted in a bathtub and dies. So then the girl tries to audition with her white China Luke Skywalker, and she learns about his power to move soap. Therefore, she has a bad dream about being raped by a ghoul.
So then sad boat guy shows up and is mad at his maybe ex who he raped that she's living in a harem.
Yeah.
He actually says harem. Later, a gun magically shoots at a napping bimbo but misses. Then cocaine cowboy Wanda Maximoff takes her to the beach, but she's murdered by the mysterious glove ghost. Then later, the ghost attacks our Jewish babe, but she gets away and practices her telekinesis on yogurt, but gets it all over her face. So blow Yoda.
There's only one way you know she was Jewish,
So
and that's wrong of you.
No, somebody said that she did something Jewish, and I just took it out at face value.
I think she said
Okay.
something in
All
like
right.
Yiddish.
Yiddish?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what
It
I
was when
meant.
they were making her over for the
Yeah.
tape.
Yeah,
I mean,
she
she
was like,
looks
I'm
kinda
getting
Jewish.
verklempt or something like that. It was like,
There
oh,
you
okay.
go.
That's obviously what I meant.
As Bobby Hill would say, she sounded like she was from Arizona. So Blow Yoda takes her to the shower and bangs her, but then the ghost glove literally kills a kitten and no one can come.
Jewish girl then has another bad dream, but then some magicians show up for a big party. Detective Barack Obama shows up to warn the gang that this is the night when the other murders all happened at this house. But then he gets possessed and shoots someone and then himself. And then at this point, several people die in various ways via a ghost, which turns out not to be a ghost, but Debbie, the blonde, who has some history with the house, I guess. Who knew? Anyway, Nose Candy Akira shows up and joins up with the Jewish babe, and they battle telekinetic Debbie chick with their minds and win the end.
Mm-hmm. That sums it up.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's they tried to do a lot.
A lot happened in this movie. Yeah.
This was a very ambitious screenplay.
Yeah. So
To say the least.
one note, as I was reading the Wikipedia and learning everything about this movie, that Debbie woman at the end, the like English woman that shows up at the beginning of the boarding house and asks to stay in the children's room.
Yeah.
She is the daughter of the couple that died. Like, remember at the very beginning of the movie, we're reading that like computer printout of the case files.
Well, being read too as well, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So her parents were the couple that were murdered. It was the double suicide.
Oh.
And then it turned out, so that's why she came back to the house, was to claim her right to the house, but was masquerading as somebody else.
Right, yeah.
And evidently there was some incestuous relationship between her and her father that was also going on.
Is that not Debbie, though?
That is Debbie.
Yeah. I caught this. I didn't really know how to include it in the dumb plot, but yeah.
She's like, there's got to be an attic or a closet I can stay in, please.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's like,
she's
yeah,
like-
sure, I guess so.
Do it.
And for what it's worth, Nutty Buddy is made by Little Debbie, and that
Nice.
was going to be the segue after Nabisco.
Oh, that would have been
Little
so much better.
Debbie. Speaking of Little Debbies,
Speaking of Little Debbie,
it is a more Debbie-centric film, I guess, ultimately, but it doesn't. Yeah, it's
But
trying to
she's-
keep
she's
you
barely
guessing.
there.
Yeah, it's trying to keep you guessing the whole time. It sets you up to think it's the vagrant
Dustin
guy.
Hoffman.
The cocaine blonde guy, the telekinetic guy, astrologer guy, whatever. Who else? It's the Jewish girl at one point because she's playing with a doll and it's like she has voodoo powers because somebody else starts getting hit or something while she's messing with this doll.
And
Somebody
then
else has
also
black gloves. Oh, there's a girl that's dressed up like a dominatrix for a second.
Yeah,
The guy who,
and then there's the Robbie guy,
yeah, that guy.
Robbie?
the guy that raped the
Oh,
girl.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
there's
they
a
said-
point where the random guy in the Camel Cigarettes t-shirt calls
Yeah,
him,
that guy. Yeah.
and he's
Mhm.
wearing his black gloves and holding like a case file.
Yeah, they set up a handful of people like relatively poorly.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's definitely trash.
Oh, for sure. It's nothing if not that. To be the first shot on video horror movie though, and this is the one.
Yeah.
Imagine making the second one. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
you have to make like Las Vegas Bloodbath to beat that shit.
That's the like when you think of it, when you think of it in those
Hmm.
terms, of course this is trash. It's like this defined
It kind of defined the genre.
The
Like, shot on
genre,
video
yeah.
horror has to be out there. Like, if somebody would have done this first, then it would just been like a normal kind of movie, not insane. It might not have gone this direction. Yeah, it's weird to think about. Like, it might not have become a splatter fest for the most part, or whatever they mostly
Well,
are.
their whole fight at the end was like just the smoke machines and their mines.
Yeah.
So they were already like saving money on everything. Yeah. So I wonder what the budget would be for this movie.
I mean, there's some decent effects, like practical
yeah.
effects, right? Like
Mhm.
there's some good blood and viscera, if you will.
Yeah, they have a lot of people mostly, which
Yeah.
costs a little bit of money.
I'm sure that house wasn't cheap to get.
Also, video cameras weren't necessarily the cheapest thing in the
Right.
late 70s or whenever this was.
Right.
And for
Yeah,
anybody
we
who's
don't-
confused at home, because I'm kind of confused even, but it's so weird that they set up all these different characters because the plot is pretty much just the house talks to this weird Patrick Swayze played by Dick Cavett kind of guy with no personality, and then he's like, make it a bachelor pad with 10 women, and he like outlines this ad that he puts in the magazine to bring these 10 women to live with him for free ? Like,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
would be enough because the house is just like haunting everyone, but even like they just start like clawing their eyes out or this and that, but then it was Debbie all along, right?
It was Debbie all along.
Yeah, the only
She talked to
thing
him?
that I kind of pilfered, I guess you'd say, from this that he's doing, I guess, is when the dark-headed girl walks into his room to do an audition tape. And it's like, is this
Oh,
just
yeah.
a porn house? Because she,
Right.
I guess, is gonna fuck him or something. Because she puts on like a nightie and she has like
Yeah.
a tape. I think.
She
Then
wants
she
to fuck
hangs
him.
herself.
Yeah, she's like trying to fuck this guy.
Oh, right. And then afterwards, they're like, how was he? And she's like, we didn't do anything, but I got to explore his mind. He's
Yeah,
metaphysical.
He's
that was the line.
metaphysical.
He's not physical at all. He's just
Whoa.
too into metaphysics. Then
He's not physical. Too into metaphysics.
It's really interesting though. He's different than any guy ever.
He made me come just with his brain.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm saying I brought all that up just to talk about some of the effects, like this woman just clawing her eyes out at the end.
Oh no.
no.
the thing.
Away.
Oh.
Little bubble. Nice. Little eye
The
gouging.
teeth are already pretty weird. But one in the front.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Wow, that's horrible.
That's a pretty crazy shot.
I mean, it doesn't make sense, but I love it.
That was some Guillermo del Toro
Oh,
stuff.
in the
right there.
grits.
Why do they have grits at a party?
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
they
one was
make it
pretty
look
cool.
like she really had eyeballs in her hand. That was probably my favorite one.
Yeah, it has that. has that grocery store goop kind of like just go buy some random meat at the butcher and then, chocolate and strawberry or whatever.
Make a place setting out of it, whatever.
There was that guy at the beginning. I don't remember who he was or what, but he like pulled his intestines out of his stomach.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of gnarly.
Nice.
He's got skirt steak in there.
He's got skirt steak.
That'd be really good for
What even
fajitas.
happened? You just suddenly guts
It
were
was
coming
outside.
out, huh?
It was
like a-
outside flank.
This is a
Skirt steak.
prequel to Event Horizon, I think.
Oh yeah, there were a few deaths at the beginning that were just like working in conjunction with the scroll at the beginning of the police report. They were just showing clips of it while they were playing like the buzzy sound.
Yeah.
And for the first guy was just like an old guy who fell into a pool, and we were like, okay.
Well, there was the woman in the kitchen whose hand was in the garbage disposal
Oh, yeah.
for like 30 seconds.
Or maybe that was the same scene with that guy.
It might have been.
I don't remember. There's a lot of little deaths.
And then what was the deal with the sanitarium at the beginning? Who was
Yeah, I
that?
don't know.
Well, that was the weird part. This is sort of a favorite part of mine, but like who's that woman? She said, like, do you believe in like evil or like
Yeah, the
evil
woman who hanged
powers?
herself.
Oh, that was her. And then the guy just laughs maniacally in her face.
Do you believe in evil and evil powers, thoughts?
Oh my God.
Come on, let's go inside.
I don't know who that woman was, but they were at a sanitarium, and then she hangs herself in the fucking.
I'm guessing it's explained on
closet.
the police report thing.
Because
but-
he said something like, "What are you doing in there? Like you're gonna like make me late for something," or he was like upset that she was in there, and then he realized she was dead.
She was dead. She was hanging out. I mean, there's a lot to this movie, but I don't
so
know
much. Yeah.
I wrote down 3 favorite parts.
Okay,
Go
well,
for
maybe
it.
for this one we kind of go that way and use those as springboards.
Sure.
So, Apocalypse, what you got for favorite part?
Hmm?
What you got for a favorite part?
No, I didn't have any.
You just said you had 3. But
I'm just kidding. So I liked it when that dude got thrown out of the car and he was like, "Goddamn bitches." Yeah, get out of there.
Oh, this creep with his
Wait,
Camel
who is this
cigarettes
guy?
t-shirt.
Wait, who the fuck's this guy?
I don't know.
Hey, it was like Urban Cowboy or something. What the heck? Sorry, Midnight.
Yeah.
Always throwing me out of cars.
Like that was our introduction to this new guy.
Who
I like
then
that.
died 2 minutes later.
That's
Yeah.
the guy who bones the girl within minutes, and then they're like, "No, boys upstairs," and then he gets killed.
Yes,
Yeah.
he bones her in the tub or whatever.
Now knowing that was Debbie, I get it. Yeah.
But
Didn't
you were
like
supposed to
anybody
kind of
upstairs
already feel like he was a piece of shit.
for
Yeah. Well, he's
showing
wearing a
up.
Camel cigarettes t-shirt.
I mean, he came.
bad guy
He's
smoking.
If somebody's being thrown from a
Cool.
moving vehicle. it's
So
usually
another
not cool.
another favorite part of mine was whenever he goes, "Hey, what is this? Hey, what is this gun?"
That's
That was good.
Gun.
I think
Easy lately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is robotic Josh Brolin that we
Yeah.
are introduced to.
yeah, that guy.
This is definitely somebody's, but it's the only one I have written down. So when we recognized that there was some random pantsless guy holding a light stand.
No, I forgot to write that one down. I'm glad you did. That was fucking weird.
Just-
It looks like a guy in
That caught in frame.
more of a
Oh, no,
robot.
a
Okay,
skeleton.
bones.
Okay, bones.
Wait, and who's that over there? Is that like an old C stand or something? What is that?
That's a
it's a
guy
light stand.
It's a light stand, right?
and someone holding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without any
Do they have
pants.
pants?
Right. So that's what makes me think it's in the
Is it a guy? Because it kind of looks like a guy. Like a cotton shirt, or no, what do you call those shirts?
Like a flannel.
Like a flannel,
Yeah.
yeah. Like a flannel shirt with no pants.
I don't remember.
Like a
in one of the-
long-tailed flannel shirt. It like goes mid-thigh.
And it,
Yeah.
the head of this shape,
the shape.
this ghostly figure in the corner,
Yeah.
it might not be their face, but it certainly looks that way. But it is kind of oddly placed on the body, I felt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I have nothing else. It doesn't look like anything else except for a guy in glasses with a weird beard of some kind, I think.
It was a guy then? It wasn't one of the
I don't know for sure.
female
but they're
actresses that
definitely-
just watching the scene? Like,
See,
oh,
that's what I think it
could
is,
be.
and then something's in front of her head that she
Yeah.
thought was hiding her, but it just looks like a weird man's face.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. It's terrifying though,
Mhm.
and now I think like like an old man like that looks like what's the diabetes guy?
Wilford Brimley?
Wilford, like a Wilford Brimley type, and just a
Brimley.
flannel shirt chasing after me with like an axe.
That's a dream.
Like young Wilford.
Man, poor
Ugh.
Wilford.
Yeah.
What a career to be reduced to the diabetes
Yeah.
guy.
He spread a lot of awareness about
I
diabetes.
just
I think.
can't remember his name ever.
No, I know, but it's just like he could be the guy from Thing. He could be the
Yeah.
guy from Cocoon. He could be, but no, he's the diabetes guy.
He's diabetes.
Diabetes guy.
Diabetes. Any other favorite parts? JD, I'm sure you've got
Oh.
a couple.
Well, I want to shout out some lines that Adam in Apocalypse said.
Bits.
There during the shower scene with the blood all over it. We were talking about how the blood's not going to get the mold out, and then Adam said, "Adam said they're all having hallucinations because of the mold." I thought that was pretty great.
Wow, they need some Tilex.
Yeah, they do.
Whoa! Okay. She just spit on a tampon or a rat?
This is a hallucination.
Oh my god.
Oh, she's having a Stephen King it moment.
I'm here.
They're all just having hallucinations because of the mold. Yeah.
And then the hairdryer next to the bathtub, Adam said, "Just in case I've had enough today."
Is that Adam?
Wait,
It's just like the look.
but that
you just keep
hairdryer
that
is about to
hairdryer
go
next
in
to
the, hot, in the tub.
Just in case.
There's no way.
Just in case I've had enough today.
Okay, so when
There
the
were a couple things, but
hairdryer-
he said that line.
when the hairdryer was on the bathtub, that's when the power cut out in my place.
Yeah.
So my question to y'all is,
Why didn't you call me? It would have been funny if
yes.
you had gotten up and then your power went off.
it was freaky in a sense because, like,
There's clearly
Um,
going to be an electricity element to this movie.
yeah, but
That
then
is weird,
also,
yeah.
like, did that fall in the tub?
Yes.
Eventually. Yeah.
And who did it
Pretty
kill?
quickly.
It killed the guy.
Actually, not the girl that was in it
Okay,
just before.
because he dropped his watch in,
Yeah. And then right after that, it falls in and kills
and then
him.
right then my power went out. Oh, so
Shine a flashlight in
That's
his
a fun way to do that.
And then he peed the tub.
Doesn't work very well, but
Wait, so I thought he was the one doing all that magic shit.
No, I think that the other guy is
Oh, that's okay.
the guy that he called.
Yeah. Rubber gloves.
Oh, and when he's getting electrocuted, they do this weird close-up shot of him screaming, and it's like the lens is like
yeah.
almost inside of his mouth, and they're just shining a flashlight
And a
in
small
his
one.
mouth. Yeah, like a pen light in his flashlight to
It's almost
indicate
like a-
electricity.
you're like, this is what they did on Blade Runner, right?
yeah.
It's almost like a flashlight through some blinds. It's like not
Yeah.
quite focused on anything.
It's like a bad dental hygienist trying to take a look in there, and he's just like,
Yeah,
you know.
it's not a very big light. It's like just one side of the mouth. You get that tooth. Yeah, people will get it because he has a filling thing there, a cap,
Yeah,
a metal one.
just like the Matrix.
Yeah.
You ever have a creepy like my I don't have a dentist. I have a periodontist, and he's kind of creepy. Like he
Fucking
was looking at
rich.
my mouth,
Yeah, what?
and I could tell he was like gay for me. Like I don't know how to say it. Like
Just for you.
gently, but
He liked
like,
you in a sexual
First, he
way.
shows me all these Jeep photos of him, and then he's like while I've got all the stuff numbing my mouth, he's like, "Well, this is me like climbing up these like steep mountains or whatever."
And then you feel the rest of yourself go numb. And,
And,
you're like,
and then
"Oh,
he's
I'm
like talking
paralyzed
to me.
now."
You're like, but this is where it gets bad. Is whenever. So there's been a lot of like. I
And he
can
has
tell
a
he's
little
hitting
tiny
on me.
Jeep he rolls over your thighs. You can't do anything about
It's
it.
like the animal cracker scene in Armageddon. He's like, "Oh, this little Jeep's just coming up."
Sorry,
So then he's like,
Apocalypse.
"No,
Sorry,
no,
please share your trauma.
This is true. This is a true story." He so then he's like looking at me, and he's like, "Oh wow, you have a really nice mouth." And I was like, fuck, he did that. You have a pretty mouth. But then me halfway through realizing I don't and regretting that he was saying it, making me self-conscious now about my teeth.
You do have nice
I don't know,
teeth.
man. I don't know. I don't. I mean, I got some
They're
issues.
okay. You got some.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
they're at
some-
least in the right spots mostly.
There's things to praise, yes, but there's also issues.
I think Justin is our resident perfect teeth fellow.
Whenever
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
like that creep vibe, whenever they're like, "You got a pretty mouth," but you can hear it in their tone when they're realizing you don't.
Yeah,
You got a
What the deliverance
you got
tone?
Yeah.
you got a
Pretty
birded mouth.
mouth.
Like you
So-
don't have a pretty.
like
He's
when they
not actually
when
complimenting
halfway-
your mouth. He's saying he wants to fuck your mouth.
right, but then halfway
okay.
through, he's realizing maybe I don't. And then I go from being outraged to offended. It's a strange thing.
I know where you are in your head there.
He was just trying to be flattering,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "I don't want to go all the way with this." I don't know.
You can go to my dentist. She's real cute and nice.
I think Joey's favorite part is whenever that guy got pantsed and it showed his tight butt.
I don't think Joey remembers that part.
Nope, I don't even.
No, that's all he
yeah.
remembers.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was a
exactly.
good part when the band shows up and they all get naked at the pool.
I really don't remember that at all. I think I was
Well,
I think I was
looks like-
writing because I was like, oh, there's just like stuff going on. I'm gonna write the plot right now. No, I really liked when we first meet our cocaine cowboy boy, and he's like just in his underwear on a desk, and he's like doing chants and practicing his telekinesis, and he's like
that was
pulling
nice.
scarves around a room or cups just slightly or whatever the fuck.
It helps you move peacefully.
This is like a 6-string Malcolm McDowell. Wow.
Oh shit!
More. He's learning the force.
Yep.
Yeah, Joe, yeah.
Did some
I'm
panties just
busy.
land in a pool of a cup of water? Oh, he's gonna put them on. Oh, it's a sock.
Second.
And then someone knocks. Is like, what does he say? He's like, "Hey, it's
Joel.
It's Joel." Yeah, it's Joel.
Hold on a second.
They jump cut getting him dressed, and he had just put a white sock in a little bowl of water accidentally. He had that little bowl of water out ostensibly for a cat or something. I don't really know. Him getting dressed really fast. That was funny.
Well, also in that scene, the stereo, like it's all this like, yeah, give in to your hate, and then he turns it off and it just click. And then he's like, okay, I'll be right there. Sorry. So he's listening to this like horrific demonic shit.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
Hellspawn cassette tape.
Well, sorry, Mom. I'm just not doing anything.
Generally, this guy I thought was actually great. Just his facial expressions throughout, and the stuff that they gave him to do was funny, and the willingness to just be in those bikini bottoms half the movie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
No, he was rocking that bod.
Apocalypse is giving us some.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
it
has
right
like
there.
the real crazy eyes with the real distinct brow that's kind of straight
Yeah.
across. His like the scene where he moves the soap around like it's his penis or something in the bathtub was very funny to me.
He's
No,
like,
the
you
voodoo
try it.
doll. The
The
voodoo
best-
doll hand job scene.
That's
that
not
was good,
him,
too.
but yeah.
No,
But the best part of the soap scene is when the soap disappears back under the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's double
He
that.
also doesn't want to bang anyone.
Oh.
The soap you ordered.
Let me snort that soap. I'll put it right in my nostrils.
The strings.
That was fucking awesome. It's fucking Jaws. And he's just like very matter of fact about it. Yeah, that's how you do. You just have to think real hard.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
What are you,
Anyone can do it.
Come on.
He just
Fucking
moves
idiot.
around. I'm metaphysical. I'm not physical, you know. That's my thing. That's my thing. I liked the girl that was just sucking on a banana in the background. That was good.
Damn
Like
it.
5 minutes. Yeah.
I wrote that down as a new B.
Well, it
Banana
still counts.
sucking.
Banana sucking and Barack suicide.
Background bananas.
Barack
Background.
suicide.
He makes a
Uh,
meal out of his death.
No, and one
because-
more
oh,
cocaine
sorry.
guy thing is his Debbie. No.
Oh yeah. I'm Deborah.
That was a
Yeah.
good line.
That was
towards
good.
the end. Yeah, he was great. I think it's just mostly him. Also, the Asian girl that shows up just to
He
fuck
was-
that guy and then leaves the movie.
Yeah.
She was like, "I can't."
He was
do
pretty
this
good. He was
anymore."
pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything else before we move on?
There's one more line from Apocalypse. It was when the Vogue magazine grabs the gun and then tilts it over to that woman on the couch. And then I think Apocalypse said, yeah, they tell you guns don't kill people. And then you're like, yeah, but no, they do. Like, you're just like, then you can say, yeah, look, like the taser.
Oh, I love this. Because it's like guns don't kill
Oh, it's the
people.
gun.
Then you're like, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Vogue, the silent killer.
Oh, is it the magazine or is it the gun here? I guess we'll see when the trigger gets pulled.
It's the plus.
Vogue y mas.
It's finally the evidence I need. Guns kill people.
The Democrats are going to win
Yeah.
with the evidence of the movie Boarding House.
Maybe the director was saying Vogue kills people.
Yeah, you got to watch out for that Vogue.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
silent
it was
literally.
unclear because they cut away and you can't see if like a Vogue page peeled up and pulled the trigger. It was too tight of a shot.
I think the message is that guns don't kill people. It's the magazine that does.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
This magazine
So we
culture.
have to get rid of magazines, but good thing.
But
We just
no, I
don't
think
have.
it could have been a statement about
Magazine.
fashion.
Take a moment.
Makes sense. Take a stroll there. Yeah, walk around the mound. Big strikeout for Adam Edwards. The fucking worst joke of the podcast.
And the Breen goes too.
The worst joke of the year. Long walk.
It's just a freeze frame of you doing this.
Anyone get it? Like
Yeah.
magazines that go into the
Get it?
Which one? I don't know.
You're starting
they're
to sound
responsible.
like the ghost of Apocalypse How.
Wow. Did you get raptured, or are you gonna become a ghost?
Oh God,
Oh, that
hanging
Was
out
that
with
on the
your cut-ups
podcast?
for too long.
this movie is so long. I forgot if that was on the podcast or not when we were
I have
talking
no
about
idea. Yeah.
Apocalypse
This movie
haunting a
was pretty long.
house and explaining the punchline.
Wait, was that
I
a
think
thing
that
we
was
talked
during
about?
the movie.
That might have been during the movie.
Yeah,
tonight?
That's my favorite part. Okay. My fourth favorite part. Of that.
And
What
now
did we
he's-
talk
He's
about?
explaining the punchline in blood on the wall.
Yeah. Well, it's all very creepy, but then he's like, read it in
murder
a mirror.
backwards.
Yeah.
If you read it, it's murder backwards.
It's murder backwards. You see.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror behind you.
But
You got
it's
it.
one of those rooms with two mirrors, with a mirror on each side. So it just says murder.
Yeah.
The other mirror, you dick. Oh boy.
Wow, we've gone off the rails.
Ay vey.
Yeah.
All right.
This was supposed to be fairly sober. I started drinking during the podcast today,
Yeah.
basically.
Whoops. This is what happens when I get drunk.
No.
All right. Well, now it's time to move on to
Yeah, you're hitting that good the last couple.
We started off with an honorary with a pool.
Guy falls in pool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then we had blood. We had blue lights. We had boobs. We had another honorary, a hot tub. We got a bush in this one. Haven't seen a bush in a while.
Pubic hair.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what it is. Random boat that didn't need to be in the movie.
Just
But I'm
background
glad that
boat.
it was. Background boat. We had a blade. We had a bubble bath.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was fun. We had a couple blondes. we had bones.
It was a very like cute hand bone coming up on a bed.
Yeah.
Just like it was so stupid. It was like I don't know, like Clarissa explains it all level of like
Yeah.
sitcom animation or
It was
puppeting.
bargain bin bones.
Bargain bin bones. Yeah, they also look like they were from just Walmart or wherever.
Yeah.
Just Joey's reaction. Oh, bones.
What was it?
We had bullets. We had a peach randomly.
Peach? What?
A
beach. I thought you said peach.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
Because I'm
There's
on
a
banana
pie,
wavelength
peach pie.
here.
Well, on banana wavelength, our main guy was wearing banana hammocks like fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes,
Banana
he
hammocks,
was.
Like,
We had some boy butts. We had bukkake, yogurt
Yes, we
Oh, that's
did
true.
have that.
and pie.
and pie. Yeah.
Mhm.
We had a band, and we had Boys in Blue.
Yeah, I think you can.
I guess we kind of had a blaze at the end, but it was off camera.
Mm, they kind of showed the
Like,
idea
you could
of
see
the
the
burning
glow
house.
in their face, but you couldn't really.
That's a stretch.
But no barrels, no boxes.
No boardrooms.
No
Boarding
boardrooms.
house.
No blasts.
No blasts.
We almost had actual bees or the sound of actual bees.
Yeah, there was debatable bees.
Debatable bees.
Debatable
sounds.
bees. Ugh, drowning in 4 foot of water would suck.
Oh,
Is that the wig guy from
Wait, are there
Goodfellas?
bees?
Oh, that would be great.
Did you hear bees?
Yeah, I'm also
But
seeing
maybe
this
it's a ghost.
Debatable. A new one. That's an honorary.
Debatable bees.
Debatable bees.
Debatable bees.
Bees, comma debatable.
Bees.
I got a little excited at the beginning that we might have a bio lab, but it was just a
regular
sanitarium
fucking lab
with the guy
Yeah.
holding that syringe for a very long time.
I thought that suicide at the beginning was good.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
too.
Let's go ahead and do that too.
Oh,
Oh,
crunchies.
Ooh.
that's pretty good. That forehead vein is
Yeah.
And the way her leg twitched,
the sound effects on that was
the
weird.
sound effects,
And
The-
the framing. Yeah.
And the framing was like good. Like that's the way you need to do it if you don't have a lot of money to do anything else. That's way interesting.
Yeah. No, that
Yes.
that was a really actually the way her neck hung from it looked really
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
too.
Was it with pantyhose?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Mm.
was.
That's hot too. Yeah.
Yes.
Some silk stocking suicide. I like it.
It's a new thing for me. Yeah.
Tried it out. I only get one shot, but you know.
And yeah, I guess we did get Boardinghouse as a B.
Sorry, I was just
Yeah.
thinking about Frank Reynolds committing suicide. I was watching the 5th season of Sunny because it's my favorite when I was sick. So I threw that on and was just listening to it mostly because I couldn't keep my eyes open. His neck is just too thick. He's never gonna.
It's just hanging in the middle of the bar. All right, well, let's rate this thing. Starting with Apocalypse.
Oh, coming to me early. Part of me wants to give it a really low rating,
Mm.
but then the other part of me wants to give it a really high rating.
Mm.
So I am torn on this one. And so I will give it a 3. Simply because it is straight up. No, I'm going to give it a 4 because it's straight trash. I almost wonder if we should just only watch VHS like videos.
We become the
like
SOV
video movies
movie kings.
because this one was in the vein, like it had the feel of Blood Lake and Las Vegas Blood Bath and Parole Violators, which I don't remember how that one was shot, but like
pretty sure video.
it still had a lot of those vibes, and they all had one thing in common, except maybe Parole Violators. They were shot on VHS. They were just literally straight to video, literally. And but then this one also had like an Evil Tunes vibe in the sorority house type of
girls in the
feel
house
to
kinda
it.
thing.
So this was a little different, but I don't know. I just feel like some of the best trash flicks are going to be these videos.
Yeah, I think if we tried to do too many, we would get exhausted because they get pretty bad.
I mean, most of what we watch is straight to video, but yeah.
Well, he means, shot on video.
Yeah.
Which,
More
So
things.
what did I give it?
You
A
well, you
4?
gave it a
you
3 and then
bumped
you
it
gave
up to a 4.
No, I'm going to 3.5.
3.5.
What's really funny is before you started talking, I wrote down 3.5 for you. And then you said 3, and I was like, oh wow, he surprised me with a whole number.
Clever girl.
When's the last
then-
time you did a whole number?
Dinosaur Island, actually.
Okay.
Wow,
not too
you
long.
have that stat.
I do.
He's got it on the spreadsheet.
Yeah, and then you said 4, and I was like, well, he's changing the score. We're right on track for Apocalypse, and then here you are with a 3.5.
Yeah,
I have to go
it's like
3
watching
and a half
Plinko.
bags.
Adam's
Yeah.
watching you go down. Like, oh shit, 3.5.
Adam Plinko.
Yeah.
JD.
I'm gonna give it a 4 because it was super fun, but it wasn't. There's something about it in the lulls and like I don't know how I would rate this versus Las Vegas Bloodbath. It's very similar to me, except they had a bigger budget on this film. I don't know, but I don't know. God, it was so there was so much in it, and I feel like it was super long. That's probably why it was too long, and I definitely don't want to watch the 156-minute version.
I mean, that's what we're going to go hunting for next week.
Yeah, I do.
Comment below, and
Be
we'll watch
prepared.
it with you on
If
Patreon,
anyone
which we
suggests
don't have.
we watch it,
Yeah.
we will. I don't know. Is it available? Could you
I,
find it?
I don't know.
Or if it just exists
I can
somewhere?
try.
I don't know,
Might not
4
be
sounds good.
available anywhere. I don't know. I don't want to spend 3 hours watching this, honestly, either.
Right. We already spent 2. So
Yeah, you want to watch 3 hours of this?
No.
all right. Joey?
Yeah. It's weird because I feel like it's pretty good to great, and I feel like if like the Draft House was playing this, I would 1,000% want to go and sit and watch this with like a big crowd and watch people watch this insane shit. But yeah, like I think it's just a little long, and that's I'm probably going to go 4 as well. Yeah, 4. Could be a 3.75, but I'm not going to do that.
Do it.
I'm not going to do it.
No Breens. The weird
You
robotic
could give
guy
this.
sounded.
I thought about it a couple times, but then kind of just the feeling went away.
Yeah, I don't think it's
It was
like a
just
full
about
Breen
feel
thing.
for me, so I don't know. But I feel like it certainly deserves one in some capacity. But
What's this
I'm
gun?
not going to give it to it.
Yeah. No more books. It had that kind of rhythm to it. It was just that one guy drinking wine on his boat.
That scene where they cut to a bath and there is already a hairdryer sitting on the side of it. It's just, I get that this was supposed to be a comedy when you see that scene, but then the fact that they cut all of it out,
Right.
maybe that is the Breen is just like the weirdness of it and again, like the smell of cocaine coming off of this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The main guy like clearly just looks like a cocaine dealer himself. I don't know. Maybe it deserves one. Why not? 4 and a Breen?
4 and a Breen. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot of fun. It's definitely long.
Yeah.
I think that it's impressive that this is the first shot on video horror film.
Right. I feel like
Alleged.
the 4 is a little bit of respect for that.
Yeah.
And up and starting so high on the mountain.
Yeah.
Like you got to start here to go up even higher. Like fuck everybody.
Yeah.
That's
then-
respectable.
They got egregious and made it 3 hours because they didn't have to develop all that film. So that makes me even more upset.
Which
sorry,
is,
Adam.
it's sort of more beautiful in a weird way.
Yeah, it is.
The first guy through the wall always gets bloodied, right? Like, come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Just you gotta learn from your mistakes. But I think it's cool that it's the first shot on video horror. Like I said, it's definitely long as hell. It's not Blood Lake. It wants Blood Lake is so
It's superior. It is a
beautifully
superior
perfect.
film.
Yeah.
Boho.
I mean, God is the
Blood Lake is so
special
pure.
effects. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Blood Lake
There's
is
nothing
just-
like that in this.
Yeah. Blood Lake is so human in what it does. This is something else.
Yeah, this is more cocaine driven. That one's just like beers and buds.
Yeah. In quarters.
Yeah.
Clank quarters, man.
All right, we'll see you guys later. Okay, well, yeah, we'll come up later. All right, cool. Well, we'll see you. We're gonna go upstairs. All right, well, bye.
Dialogue.
You know, they had one of those in this movie. That's what
They did. Yeah, they did.
Maybe that's what this movie needs. It's like so jam packed, and it's still it's just too much stuff. It's like I need dumb slow parts in between, like
Yes.
some of the murder bits. Even in between the murder bits, the stuff that was like not murder was kind of like it's just a lot going on here, and I can't keep up. It needed a little less obviously. I mean, they started with a 3-hour film.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So that's an obvious point, but
Yeah. Disregarding that,
less
4 bags and a blood
generally
lake for me.
trying to cut down a 3-hour movie into 98 minutes or whatever it is. Yeah. It's going to be tough, but
So Adam, what do you give it?
Ultimately, I give it I was thinking 3, but because it's the first shot on video horror film, like it deserves a bump. So a bump.
So
They
I
had
gave it
plenty
the
of those.
lowest. It was 4 across the board, and then my 3.5. Wow.
Yeah, which is the same as last week.
Okay.
The exact same as last week.
All right.
But we
Except
have
this week there's a Breen.
right.
Yeah, well, that's different.
So yeah, that's 4 from myself, Joey, and JD, and 3.5 from Apocalypse, which brings us to 3.875 plus a Breen from the Trash
Nice.
Movie Kings for
2 in a row.
1982's Boardinghouse, also known as Housegeist, which is such a
Housegeist.
Starring
Such a
Sinbad. Oh, wait.
such a
That
good
one's
name.
good.
And
Wait,
for the
what-
record,
let's,
all you fans out there, if you want to know, the last movie that got a Breen was the Astrologer.
That's not
Uh,
true.
That's not
No,
true.
Probably one of the
it was
Oh,
Bad
it was
Girls
the-
from Mars.
Bad Girls from
Yeah.
Mars.
It got
What do you-
3 Breens.
3 brains. Wow.
And
What
a
do we
Fred.
think JP would rate this movie? Because
I
I,
think this
don't.
one's
I never know.
less than last week's.
I think
movie.
he'd like this one.
I think he would like it. I don't think he'd be down on
I
it.
think
think
I think
would
he'd
give
be
it a
in line with y'all's
2.
4s.
2 or 3.
I
That's
don't
the
think
weird
I'd
thing,
give it a
like-
4.
Because he gave Blood like a 5, and he was like, "You guys are idiots," and he just like, I'm sorry, that's my JP, I guess. Like,
I also
But-
rated Blood like
I
fairly
gave
high.
Blood like a 5.
yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
me
Gave
who was
it-
an idiot.
I think you were the only one that hated it
Yeah,
Who?
you gave
when
it
we
a
watched it.
I was mad at the end of it, but I love it now. Just had to get through that first one.
God, we watched Blood Lake so long ago.
Did all 5 of us watch that movie?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. JD gave it a 1, Apocalypse gave it a 2,
Oh
Justin gave it 4.25, Joey gave it 4.25, and I came in strong with a fucking 5.
Strong,
Fuck all
yeah.
y'all. I
Dang.
recognized that beauty right out of the fucking gate.
Yeah, you did. You did. And like looking back, I only grow appreciation for it.
Same.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
this, like I'm saying, I think this is a movie that I would like to watch with people, and I think like it would be a different experience just because it's like, here's the next fucking weird thing. Oh, here's a
Yeah.
fucking banana sucking scene. Like, it's like by the time you get to the banana sucking scene, everybody's just like fucking like in like Habs having a big seizure.
Yes. That was just for me.
Yeah, your brain has melted by then from all the dips
Yeah.
to black and the scene. Hey, what about Joel? We didn't even talk about Joel. The
Oh,
fucking
she goes back
booze
up at the
hound.
party.
Yeah, he
He's
shows back up
booze
at the
hound.
party. There's that weird scene that goes nowhere where they're on the golf course and he he goes to swing his club and just falls on his ass.
Yeah, that should have been one of your favorite parts for sure.
Come on, Joe.
It's Joe. It's Ghost. I don't know what's going on.
He didn't even make it look like something yanked him. He just fell.
Yeah.
That was some fucking Looney Tunes shit right there. It was
Yeah.
like,
The first time we see him, he's talking to the guy and he goes, "Oh, where'd you go? Oh, there you are." Like he's so drunk. He can't even
Well, and then he drinks from the glass, right? He's like, "You got anything to drink?" He's like, "Yeah, I got some right here." And he takes a drink. He's like, "Oh God, what is that?" He's like, "It's apple juice." He's like, "Oh, you shouldn't have told me that."
Yeah, never do
What
that.
does that mean, man? Like,
I would have spit it out and I would have been like, "Who put piss in my apple juice?"
Yeah.
who put apple juice in my piss?
There you go.
I need my piss juice.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I
Uh,
think we missed stuff. Or I did for sure.
This
it would be
movie
a
is
good
just-
rewatch.
It's so dense.
Yeah, that's too
Very
dense.
dense.
It's very, very dense, and it's hard to
Especially
cut
in
through all of that.
I think what I was trying to say earlier was like in this context where we
Yes.
are just talking over stuff, it's difficult to enjoy it fully. Whereas I'm saying like if in a theater with people who actively are interested in watching shit or are familiar with this movie, it would be like fantastic.
Yeah.
Experience. And that would be like fucking 5, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it was very dense, but more importantly, it was past dense. And in the future or present,
Past dense?
dense is a pillow.
Wow.
And I'm going to.
because he's sleepy. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Yeah, like I said, 3.875 from the Trash Movie Kings for 1982's Boardinghouse. I have been Adam Edwards. He has been Joey Graham. He has been JD Karpickian. He has been Apocalypse Howl. Thank you all for watching and listening. Follow us on social media. Give us 5 stars. Do all that crazy shit. Thank you to Southern Star Brewing Company if you're listening. We will see you next time.
And also, thank you to Kroger Mixed Nuts in case you're listening. Oh my God.